All right, guys, back with our weekly nutrition video. This week's video is about shopping and cooking in bulk. So certain things we want to buy in bulk. So we've got meat, produce, rice, or our carb type items, and then pantry items that we use all the time, things that we use weekly. So these are items that we really can stock up on. We can obviously freeze meat. There's subscription services like ButcherBox and other companies out there that will throw in free meat and also give you more access to some higher quality meats if you don't have access to a local butcher. We don't have a lot around our immediate area here in Mays Landing. But also you could go and buy in bulk from a BJ's or a Sam's, cut open these large packages and individually cook some, freeze the other pieces for future weeks. Produce, buying again in bulk will save you a few dollars, and then we may need to cook certain things or keep our fruit in ways that keeps them fresh. There's a lot of different techniques out there that you can find online about how to get your fruit and vegetables to last longer by wrapping romaine in tin foil and doing other various things to keep things fresh. Your rice and your carb sources will last in airtight containers, so you can definitely save a few bucks buying those in bulk. And then same thing with those pantry items, maybe like canned tomatoes and beans, your olive oil, vinegars, peanut butter, almond butter, whatever you're using, buying in bulk will, if you do have to spend a little more for higher quality items, you'll save some of that money by going to maybe a Sam's Club or BJ's or Costco. Then cooking in bulk. So we can definitely grill up our protein. We can utilize a crock pot or bake an entire, baking sheet of protein. So we have enough for the week, and we can even take some of those excess meals and freeze them for future weeks to be defrosted or to have emergency meals on the go. Obviously, maybe things like ground beef or ground turkey, we can cook up on the stovetop, but in large quantities. I usually cook 3 pounds of ground turkey or ground beef when I'm doing that. That way, me and Lauren have plenty of leftover meals to pick from there. So potatoes and maybe carb starch sources like that, baking them in the oven, air fryer with a light little bit of some sort of oil to crisp them up and give them a good flavor. Baking sheets for veggies are awesome. So laying out a baking sheet, throw down some tin foil if you don't want to have as many dishes, chop up your vegetables into similar size pieces, and then either you could air fry if you have an air fryer that has that style of cooking feature, or throw them on a huge baking sheet and get them done. Steaming vegetables also can help as well, depending on the size of your steamer. And then crock pot meals. So these meals make it a little bit more tricky when it comes to calculating them and tracking the macros in MyFitnessPal. But if you're going to eat the entire meal, you can do a whole crock pot meal. Maybe you've got chicken, potatoes, and carrots in a crock pot with some broth, cook it down. It all just kind of mashes together, or you can leave it whole and just shred up the meat. But if you're going to be the only one eating that particular dish, you can portion it out, and you may not get the exact macros in each meal, but you will, over the course of that week, consume the entire batch, and then you will ultimately get those correct macronutrients in there. So, but you can absolutely, crock pot up your chicken so it's shredded, bake your potatoes and vegetables, and then have those ingredients separate as well if you want to maximize that accuracy. So there's also a PDF that goes along with this with some great links to a couple different resources. If you guys are interested, shoot me a message and I will send it your way.